Hey, friend, let's talk about trust. Not trusting others, that's a topic for another day, but trusting yourself. Because let's be honest, trusting yourself can feel really hard sometimes. Maybe you made a choice in the past that didn't go the way you hoped. Maybe you let yourself down in a moment that mattered most. Or maybe you've just been listening to the doubts in your head for so long that you don't even know how to hear your own voice anymore. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. And I want you to know, it's possible to trust yourself again. It's not easy. It's a process. But it's so worth it. So, why do we lose trust in ourselves? For a lot of us, it starts with a moment of disappointment. Maybe you made a decision that didn't turn out the way you hoped. You think, why did I do that? I should have known better. And then that moment becomes a pattern. You start second guessing yourself. You overthink every choice, afraid of making another mistake. It doesn't help that we live in a world full of opinions. Social media, advice columns, well-meaning friends and family. They all have something to say about how you should live your life. And when you're bombarded by all those voices, it can drown out the one voice that matters most. Yours. I know this because I've been there. There was a time in my life when I didn't trust myself at all. Every decision felt like a test I was destined to fail. I'd spend hours agonizing over choices that should have been simple. What to wear, what to say, what to do next. Because I was so afraid of getting it wrong. And the more I doubted myself, the harder it became to hear my own instincts. I started relying on other people to tell me what to do, and when their advice didn't work out, it only confirmed what I already believed. I can't trust myself. But here's what I've learned since then. Losing trust in yourself doesn't mean it's gone forever. Trust is like a muscle. If you haven't used it in a while, it might feel weak. But with time, patience, and practice, you can build it back. Before we dive into how to rebuild self-trust, let's clear up a few myths. First, trusting yourself doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes. It's not about being perfect or always getting it right. It's about believing that no matter what happens, you'll handle it. Second, trusting yourself doesn't mean ignoring advice or input from others. It's okay to seek guidance. What matters is that the final decision comes from you. And third, trusting yourself isn't something you either have or don't have. It's a skill you can practice. Every little step you take toward listening to your inner voice strengthens that trust. Okay, let's get practical. If you want to rebuild trust in yourself, here are some things that can help. Step 1. Start small. Rebuilding self-trust isn't about making a massive, life-changing decision right away. It's about starting small. Maybe it's as simple as deciding what you want for breakfast and committing to that choice. Or setting a tiny goal, like drinking a glass of water in the morning and following through. Every time you make a choice, no matter how small, and honor it, you're sending yourself a powerful message. I can trust myself to show up. Step 2. Reflect without judgment. One of the biggest reasons we lose trust in ourselves is because we don't take the time to reflect on our decisions. Or when we do, we're way too hard on ourselves. Instead of asking, why did I mess up? Try asking, what can I learn from this? Shift your focus from self-blame to self-compassion. Grab a journal and write about a recent decision you made. What went well? What didn't? And most importantly, what would you do differently next time? This isn't about criticizing yourself. It's about understanding yourself. Step 3. Tune out the noise. Remember all those voices we talked about earlier? The ones telling you how to live your life? It's time to tune them out, at least for a little while. Take a break from social media, limit how much advice you seek, and spend some quiet time with yourself. Listen to what you want, without the noise of outside opinions. It might feel strange at first, uncomfortable even, but that's a good thing. It means you're reconnecting with your own voice. Step 4. Celebrate your wins. Here's the thing. Self-trust grows when you acknowledge your progress. Did you follow through on a promise you made to yourself? Celebrate that. Did you make a decision without overthinking it? Celebrate that. It doesn't matter how small the win seems. Every time you honor yourself, you're building trust. Step 5. Be patient. Rebuilding trust takes time. You didn't lose it overnight, and you won't regain it overnight either. There will be moments when you second guess yourself, moments when you slip back into doubt. That's okay. It's all part of the process. The important thing is to keep showing up. When you start to trust yourself again, everything changes. You stop looking to others for validation because you've learned to validate yourself. You stop fearing mistakes because you know you can handle them. And you start living a life that feels authentic to you, not a version of yourself that's been shaped by outside expectations. Trusting yourself doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it does mean you'll feel more grounded, more confident, and more connected to who you are. And that's everything. If you've been struggling to trust yourself, I want you to take one small step today. Maybe it's journaling about a recent decision. Maybe it's making one choice, big or small, and committing to it. Or maybe it's just sitting quietly and asking yourself, what do I really want right now? Whatever it is, know this. You're capable of trusting yourself again. You always have been. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What's one small step you're taking to rebuild trust in yourself? I'd love to hear about it. And hey, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need it. Trusting yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about believing in your ability to grow, to learn, and to choose what's right for you. And you? You're more than capable.